Hello, everybody. Welcome back to CYC Cat Yum Cup, round of 64 of the Saturday matches here. Uh, we still have a few more matches to go. This time around, it is going to be Hoshiteru versus Spaaget, C31 versus C34. So this is going to be a pretty close match, I would assume. So my name is Zero, joining in once again in this commentary booth. And for the first time ever in CYC, please welcome Nameless Fanatic. How are you doing today?
Hello, I am doing good, everyone. I am excited to be joined by Arrow, commentating today for this match, and I'm pretty excited to see where this goes. As you know, we do see a C31 versus a C34 going up against each other, and I'm just pretty excited to see if, we can get some pretty close matches.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know too much about Spaaget, but I do know a little bit about Hoshiteru. They were an MWC player for Guatemala just last year, so pretty good player overall. I think they have some tournament activity in the past year and this year as well. So they are pretty experienced with tournaments as far as I know. So Hoshiteru winning that role, and they are going to protect first, and that protect is actually going to be LN1. So LN1 is going to be their protect. So it seems like that they are very confident on winning that pick.
Ooh, LN1 to see as the first protect. Actually, you know what? That's actually pretty based. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah. And we are just now waiting for Spaaget's protect. Pretty indecisive situation for Spaaget, as we can see. Oh, they're actually going to protect that
Rice 3.
So that's going to be our Jack pick. LN1 is our coordination pick, by the way.
Gotcha.
All right. We are now going into the band. I believe Spaaget has the first band.
I feel like we might see a Rice versus LN over here.
I mean, yeah. I think that this match is like the most likely to go to TP.
In his entire round of 64 stage.
Yes.
Oh wow. Well, guess we'll see. Ban LN2, that's what Spaaget goes for. Okay, so yeah, I think we may see a Rice ban from Hoshiteru. I'm willing to bet at least. Yep, Rice 2 is going to be the ban from Hoshiteru.
Yeah, I mean, seems like that most physical pick is not on their list of what maps they can have an advantage on, so it does make sense. So I do think that maybe Spaaget does have that advantage when it comes to the more physical picks. So Hoshiteru is gonna kind of try to have that advantage on the LN picks from what it looks like.
Yep, that's completely fair.
So Spaaget does ban that LN2,
and we do see that Hoshiteru is going to start off this match with Hybrid 1. That's going to be pretty interesting because, I really like Saison. It's a 7-key MWC original. I actually played it when in the semifinals map pool for this year. But that aside, this could honestly go both ways, knowing that it's hybrid. And, I'm willing to bet that both players are going to be nervous first match. So I feel like there's going to be some mistakes here, but I guess we'll see where it takes them.
Yeah, this is an Osu original from the 7-key World Cup earlier this year. So pretty recent song. It's a good one as well from Air Force, being one of the most well-known artists. So it's great to see that they are in a pool for the first time in a while. But Yeah, map by Branya Zaychik, ramping up at 200 BPM and almost 3 minutes long. So there could be improvement for if someone misses throughout the entire map. So yeah, there could be a lot of misses for most of these players. Just like because of how hard this is.
Starting off, we do see that Spaaget is actually going to drop slightly more. Actually, no, Hoshiteru. And, as things are just starting out, the accuracies are just kind of jumping between, getting high and getting low. But now, as we've got through that intro, we do see that Hoshiteru is going to have the slight accuracy advantage. But in terms of score, it's actually going to be pretty close so far.
It's going to be really close since the accuracies are kind of neck and neck between each other. So Hoshiteru having that accuracy lead, but Spaaget not too far behind. So their accuracies are a little bit similar, but the score difference is about 150k. I mean 150. So yeah.
Yeah, the score difference is still in 3 digits and still going back and forth. So right now it's all coming down to that ratio and the 200 count. So anything below a 200 could really hurt their score at the time being, and a miss would be absolutely devastating. So right now the pressure is on and they just got to hold out that accuracy.
Indeed, and it does seem like Hoshiteru is still winning on that accuracy, but Spaaget dropping the accuracy just quite a bit, down to that 99.4. But they are climbing up their accuracy quite a bit, and the score lead is still increasing at that. So Hoshiteru is still climbing up their accuracy to the point where they can just run away with this point, even if they pick up a miss. But even if they do miss, then the lead will probably switch back over. It depends on what type of miss that you get. You either get a nasty miss or a clean miss. So it really just depends what kind of miss they get, but I feel like they could just win on that accuracy since they already have that accuracy lead, and they just climb back up to that 99.6. Spaaget also at that 99.5.
Yeah, we do see that that Hoshiteru is going to be holding an accuracy advantage by around 0.1%, and that's going to be somewhat of a good lead, but the margin of error is still pretty high. I don't think Hoshiteru could afford a miss, even right now. So
Yeah.
they would still have to hold out. And we do see that Hoshiteru actually got a noticeable drop, and now this score lead is around just barely scratching that 1,000.
Yeah, it is. It kind of was at a bigger advantage early on, but it's actually now decreasing as the accuracies are kind of almost neck and neck, but Hoshiteru is still having the accuracy lead. If they can still hold on to this accuracy, then they could take the first point for themselves. And Spaaget dropping their accuracy a little bit because of the 200s that they're constantly getting. And it seems like that now the map is coming to its conclusion. Hoshiteru will be getting this first point, bringing it up 1-0.
Wow, there you go. We do see that 0.1 accuracy advantage held by Hoshiteru. Hoshiteru being pretty consistent. And Spaaget actually had the ratio advantage, but Hoshiteru was actually able to win that by having a lower 200 count, and that will leave Team Red with the first point.
Yeah, and it is now Hoshiteru's pick, so they are going to try to pick something that is in their comfort zone. So yeah, I mean, it's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, Spaaget is going to pick RC1.
Oh, RC. Okay. That's actually an interesting pick. Uh, since it is more figure control oriented with these kind of picks, so I think that both of these players are going to have to test their skill on if they can consistently hit this or not. So yeah, I do think that this is going to be an interesting one. But yeah, here we go, Rice One. We are now stepping into the second pick of this match. We will see who comes out with the better accuracy and the better ratio, but Spaaget not doing so good at the start, but it's fine since they now just climb up their accuracy. So they are chilling for now.
We do see that, as we get into this slow intro, ratio is what matters most right now, but anything can change as the intensity picks up. And we do see that the score is actually perfectly tied right now. The ratio is the exact same.
Oh wow. Okay, that's normal. I mean, it is the start of the map, but like, dude.
Yeah. So the score lead is in the 2 digits, 3 digits mark. But as the speed section picks up, we'll see how that changes.
Yeah, this drop is going to decide whether or not the score lead will stay at this caliber. But it seems like Hoshiteru is dropping that accuracy quite a lot. Actually, and they are going to drop down to that 99.7, and Spaaget still at that 99.8. So this is a very good.
Hoshiteru actually
drops
that combo and actually misses. Oh my god, one miss, and Spaaget is already at a 7.5k score lead. Oh my god, that is scary. Just one miss, and you're like drastically behind. The only way I can see Hoshiteru coming back from this is if Spaaget also chokes and gets a miss in there as well. But even then, even if Spaaget misses, I feel like Hoshiteru still has the accuracy disadvantage.
Yeah, Hoshiteru unfortunately getting that drop, and Spaaget still with that 99.8, so they are holding on to this very consistently. So even if they do miss, I think that their accuracy is going to carry them quite a lot. So it wouldn't even matter if they just miss once. It could be a clean miss, you never know. But unfortunately for Hoshiteru, they are going to have to they're going to struggle getting this lead back, but the score lead is still like increasing to about 10,000 points. So this is a really sticky situation for Hoshiteru. So yeah.
Okay, another speed section coming right up, and we do see that Spaaget is nearing that 10,000 score lead. But as things stands right now, Spaaget having the clear accuracy advantage is now at the 10,000 score lead, and both players still holding up their combo at this point. As things stand right now, it looks like Spaaget is actually going to get their first point.
Yeah, and just effortlessly taking that first point. And I think that the ratio did them justice, and it brought them to that first point since they have that 99.8. And it does seem like that they were actually pretty comfortable on this pick since they were able to consistently hit these patterns throughout the entire map, and their finger control was tested in this map. So now
I feel like
yeah, go ahead.
I feel like it might have been an unfortunate miss from Hoshiteru's part. Maybe it was nerves or just a poop miss. But you know what? That's going to give Spaaget their first point. And now they're going to be tied up.
Yeah, and now both of these players have seen what their strengths are coming into this match. So it does seem like Hoshiteru will win on that LN kind of oriented picks, and Spaaget has that rice. So maybe this could be a TV potential match since it could go back and forth with these matches. So this is pretty exciting to see.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we do see that Hoshiteru is going to go for the protect LN3.
Ooh, already. Okay.
Wow. Okay, interesting move.
Kind of taking the risk and protecting your, picking your protect early on in this match. So, yeah.
I do think Hoshiteru might have been a little bit nervous from that pick. And I feel like I understand their position, honestly, knowing that your opponent has a strong ratio, and especially in Rice, when you can't compete against it, is definitely in a tough situation to be in. You have to be pretty reliant on the release timings of LNs to make up for that. And knowing that, I think this is actually pretty reasonable.
Yeah. I mean, they do have 2 more picks that are potentially in their favor. I mean, 3 since EX2 is also LN. So, yeah. For this tournament, it features EX picks, which are basically harder than the original pool. So they are going to be about a round higher than it expected, I think, or 2 rounds higher. I forgot, but yeah. So there is an extra Ellen pick if you guys didn't know. So yeah,
I think I love tournaments that feature EX picks because that means that there's going to be a higher physicality cap that requires that. Whereas most, if not all, 4K tournaments are very accuracy reliant, and to see rounds where combo matter more is pretty interesting to see in a 4K setting. But that aside, we do see that Hoshiteru is actually going to be holding off very strong. With almost a 3,000 score lead just off of sheer accuracy. But both players are holding out that full combo. But we do see that, these LNs are tripping up Spaaget quite a bit.
Yeah, not a great map for Spaaget in this kind of situation, as Hoshiteru is holding strong to that 99.6, but the accuracy is not that far behind from Spaaget. So Spaaget trying to climb up that accuracy to that 99.5, since Hoshiteru is almost kind of there. But yeah, it does seem like that Hoshiteru isn't struggling as much on this pick, and especially with these polyrhythms, they are actually getting through this quite well. So I'm actually impressed by both of these players' skill on this one.
Actually, you know what? Spaaget's actually going to be climbing that accuracy, but so is Hoshiteru. So Hoshiteru's keeping that gap between Spaaget. But as we're getting to the end of this map, it seems like that Hoshiteru is about to take a win for this pick. And unless an unfortunate miss happens right now, I don't see that happening. So there we go. Hoshiteru gets another point for him. So that means we're back at break point, 2-1.
Yeah. And it does seem like that both of these players just winning on their comfort picks. So Hoshiteru unfortunately does not have any more Ellen. Oh wait, they have one more Ellen. I forgot. I'm so sorry. But they do have
two more if we include EX.
Yeah. But they do have 3 more picks that could be in their favor. Meanwhile, Spaaget does have 4, now 3, since they are going for that Rice 4. So pretty interesting pick. So it is one of the shorter picks in this pool, which is the tech pick. So yeah, I'm excited to see this one.
Tech pick is always an interesting one to see.
Yeah, especially with those fast mini jacks, those graces, anything you could imagine in this one. So, wasting no time, we are going to start off this map. Yeah.
Oh God, Promise is such a banger.
Yes,
I didn't expect to see here.
I know, it's
map
so
bowl.
good. The song choices in this tournament are like really good, honestly. Like,
I never expected to see a tech map of Promise, but here we are in the Cat Yum Cup tournament.
I mean, there is a tech map that's loved for Promise, right? Or is it like just streamy? I don't know.
I mean, there's one in Vibro as far as I'm aware, but that's really it.
Yeah, I mean, there is another one, but that is very off topic. I'm sorry.
Anyways, yes, back to the tournament. We do see Hoshiteru is actually going to be holding the accuracy advantage, even in Rice, despite being Spaaget's pick. But we're only 1/4 into the map, so it's too early to say for sure whether or not Hoshiteru will grab that point. But as things stand right now, the score lead is merely a 3 digits difference. So, but as things stands right now, Hoshiteru is going to be having that accuracy advantage as both players hold that combo.
Yeah, and Hoshiteru with that accuracy advantage to start off. And as we are coming halfway into the map, this map is really short. So even if you miss, it's probably going to be the end of days for you, honestly. Since I think that one player from this match could possibly FC, but Hoshiteru kind of dropping the accuracy from what I see, and Spaaget kind of catching up to that point, and it seems like the accuracies are neck and neck right now. As it is, Hoshiteru with
oh my God! Wait, Hoshiteru got a 200 right there, and we see a noticeable ag drop. But Spaaget is actually going to be recovering from their not so smooth beginning, but gaining to almost a 99.8 now. and we do see that this Gracie section over here with the speed burst are not helping out Hoshiteru at all. But this just may be in Spaaget's forte. But I'm really surprised to see a Rice pick be this close, despite it being a comfort pick from Spaaget. But even then, we do see almost a 3,000 score lead with, and now this map is going to be closing to its end. We do see that Spaaget is actually going to grab another point and bringing it back to a tie, 2-2.
Unfortunate drops from Hoshiteru, but it seems like Spaaget did win on that ratio battle, so it still probably would have went to them, even if they had the same break count. But yeah, it is going to be 2-2 now that Spaaget won that pick, so seems like it's back to back now. As Hoshiteru does have one more Ellen pick, but they still have EX2 and Hybrid 2. So not the end of the day, not the end of the world for them, as they still have picks that could be in their advantage. So we'll see what they pick. They could probably pick their Protect. Okay, they're going for their Protect. Ellen won.
Okay, now as we're heading to the coordination pick, we're gonna see Mimi Vietwanka minimum mapped by Oblivionist, if that's how you pronounce it.
What?
Mapper Oblivionist. Is that how you say it?
Oblivionist? I don't know. I've seen them in a tour. I've seen them in a tournament. Oblivionist. Okay. Thank you, streamer.
Oblivionist? Gotcha.
It's fine. All right. Anyways, yeah, here we go. Ellen won. This is going to be Hoshiteru's Protect, so I'm expecting a good score from them. Spaaget.
We do see Spaaget with a rough start, dropping all the way down to a low 99. But Hoshiteru being very strong in these releases, holding still a high 99. That's competing, like, that actually is close to what they had in the Ice Tech pick, if not even higher. So to see that they actually hold a better accuracy in a coordination pick than a tech pick is actually pretty crazy. I'm not even going to lie, but you see that the score lead is already almost 3,000, despite how early into the map we are, even though it's a short pick, as we're already 1/4 into this map.
Yeah, Hoshiteru with that 99.7. So to start off, Spaaget not too far behind. They just had a little bit of a rough start, but they are climbing up their accuracy. But despite getting the 200s, their accuracy is pretty solid. I mean, for a map like this, I mean, it's pretty like releasey coordination. So like not everyone can act this really well. So it's actually pretty impressive to see that both of these players are capable of being able to act this. But Hoshiteru is still with that accuracy advantage. So this kind of was their comfort pick this whole time. So that's actually pretty impressive. So
yeah,
going to
now as we're we're getting 2/3 into this map, Hoshiteru is actually going to be at a pretty significant score lead just from accuracy alone. I'd say once you're above 4,000 just from sheer accuracy, I think that's around that point where you could probably get a miss and afford to do so while keeping that. But we do see that Spaaget is actually going to drop the full combo. And now the score lead is just bleeding into Hoshiteru's side. We're seeing a 5-digit score lead now. It's been a while since we've seen that so far in this match. And, it's going to be at basically 12,000. That's crazy.
The score lead is bleeding into Hoshiteru's favor, in which it was a little bit of an advantage for Hoshiteru, but because of that Spaaget miss, it is now going to give Hoshiteru that big advantage now, and it does seem like that it is going to go up 3-2, as Hoshiteru will be taking advantage again.
Another breakpoint from Hoshiteru. Winning their comfort pick once again. And, seeing that this was their Protect, it was definitely a good move from Hoshiteru, knowing how strong this pick was for them. But, now that Hoshiteru, actually, no, Spaaget is going to have another pick. They're going to pick RCU5, which is the wild card tech pick, if I'm correct. Mixed. Gotcha. Anyways, that aside, we do see, Hoshiteru only has one LN pick left, EX2, and assuming they also win that pick, they would be at match point, but that would be the last of their LN pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really their last pick since they have that EX2, which I think that could be capable of playing it, especially because they did really well keeping that accuracy for some of these Olympics, but the physicality cap is going to be a bit questionable, honestly. So yeah, this is going to be one of these shorter rice picks in the pool. So yeah, ramp going to be almost 2 minutes long. So Spaaget gonna kind of have to lock in for this one if they really want to bring this back to a tie once again.
We're picking up the pace for this slow intro. We do see that Hoshiteru is going to be the first player to have a noticeable drop in their accuracy, getting a 200 this early on, actually. Where Spaaget is holding, the 99.7 range, and Hoshiteru getting another 200, dropping down to a mid 99.
Yeah, not so good for Hoshiteru as they are going to not have that accuracy advantage. But
the accuracy we see a noticeable drop from Spaaget.
Yeah. Oh, Hoshiteru with that act drop.
Well, they just responded to that with another act drop. I don't feel like these speed bursts are doing both of these players any favors, but we do see that Spaaget is going to win that actually drop, back and forth marginally. Yeah. Actually, no, I wouldn't even say marginally at this point. Score lead is almost 2,000, if not 2,000. But as the pace is going to pick up, and we'll see where this brings us.
I did see that 200 from Spaaget. The map is nearing its end. Can Spaaget hold on to that accuracy? Hoshiteru is climbing up that accuracy, but I don't even think it's gonna matter. But it's flickering. The score lead is flickering.
The score lead is actually in the 3-digit range. The accuracy is actually very close. If Spaaget takes it to 100 in the next 5 seconds.
Wait, the accuracy is neck and neck.
No way.
It takes that point by
198 point difference. Okay, it came down to ratio because Hoshiteru had a 200 count, whereas Spaaget had a 200 count, but Spaaget just won marginally by that ratio. Seeing that this was Spaghet's comfort pick and it got that close, I feel like it could demonstrate just how close this matchup could be. I could very much see a tiebreak, but
we might see a tiebreaker. But oh my god, I can't believe what I just watched. I mean, Hoshiteru has to go for this EX2 now since they have no
EX2. Yeah, EX2 is the last LN pick, but after that, it would be a hybrid pick, and hybrid picks can go either ways for these players. So but even after Hoshiteru picks their EX2, Spaaget would still have a rice pick out there. Oh, actually, no. We do see that Hoshiteru is actually going to go for hybrid too. And you know what? I think that's actually pretty reasonable. I feel like Hoshiteru excels in the more early game accuracy. And when things are a little bit more physical, it could be, more difficult to act. And that may just be an advantage for Spaaget. So, you know what? I actually see this approach. I can actually see why Spaaget chose hybrid 2 instead. But like I said, hybrid is, a pretty scary pick since, it could honestly go both ways. And if Spaaget actually gets a point off of Hoshiteru's pick, I could definitely see the game ending right here. But so we'll just have to see if Hoshiteru can win on this hybrid pick that they chose.
Yeah, indeed. And this is going to be the tech hybrid, so not sure if Hoshiteru is as comfortable as Spaaget, but I don't know. We'll see. But it does seem like that they do have this accuracy advantage early on, as Spaaget is going to drop that accuracy quite a bit. So not a good start for them so far. But Hoshiteru,
Yeah, it seems that these LN releases are not doing it's not doing any favors for Spaaget, and that's exactly what Hoshiteru excels in. So I'm not too surprised to see Hoshiteru holding a very strong accuracy for these releases. But as we're getting into this bursty section, we do see that Hoshiteru drops a significant amount of accuracy, and that just immediately brought a lead to Spaaget's side. And Hoshiteru dropping to a low 99 on 5,000 score lead just off of accuracy. Oh, I feel like that's just a very unfortunate choke. That's just going to.
Oh my goodness!
What?
Oh no!
Oh my god! That is a miss. Is just like that's just the nail in the coffin. I'm sorry, but I don't think Hoshiteru could come back from this unless Spaaget just gets an unfortunate choke like that as well. But as we're nearing to 3/4 of this map, I just don't see a comeback happening anytime soon, especially this late. Spaaget is still holding the 99.6, whereas Hoshiteru is still stuck in that low 99 and still dropping in accuracy. That's not going to be helping out Hoshiteru at all. We've seen, and now we're seeing the largest score gap now in 20,000 to Spaaget's favor.
Yeah, I feel like that was not such a great pick for Hoshiteru, as they do give the breakpoint away to Spaaget, and it is going to be in Spaaget's favor for the first time in this match. And Spaaget is just 1 point away from taking the match and making a huge upset this early on in the round 64 stage. Oh my god.
That is unfortunate, because now, Spaaget is going to have their pick, and, they're also at match point and break point. So, oh man. Spaaget will choose their destiny from here on out. And we'll just see if Hoshiteru can somewhat make a comeback from this. But realistically, that can only happen if Hoshiteru wins on Spaaget's comfort pick and force a tiebreaker.
And they're going for that EX1, which is going to be the Rice Focus EX.
Ooh, sophistical Rice pick. So I feel like this is really in Spaaget's forte. So I feel like the chances of Hoshiteru coming back here is very minimal, to say the least.
Hey guys, can you throw for content? We want to see a TP. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, but both players, I think this could be an interesting one. I mean, Hoshiteru will have to hold on to that combo if they really want to win this one. So, yeah, wasting no time, going into this pick straight up, and we will see if this match does go to TV or not. But here we go, EX1, and Hoshiteru not having a great start.
Oh, we see Spaaget dropping to a 97 for a brief second. I don't know what, I think they may have gotten a 50 there, but that is really devastating to their accuracy. But we're seeing that Spaaget is recovering their accuracy. However, Hoshiteru not having any significant drops and still holding that high 99. And seeing an accuracy lead this high this early into the match is pretty intimidating, to say the least. But Spaaget is actually recovering pretty smoothly, whereas Hoshiteru is actually getting a few noticeable drops, and the score lead actually just slightly bleeding into Spaaget's side. And as we're approaching the 1/4 mark into this map, we'll just see how the accuracy carries out. Oh, actually,
what just happened?
30 seconds passed?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, no
way.
It definitely has. Okay, what is happening?
No way. Does ref have to abort?
No. I don't think that's an abort.
Oh, that's truly unfortunate. Yeah, I'm just gonna say right here, that's the way to throw Hoshiteru. Just no way there's gonna be a comeback unless
I don't think
Hoshiteru just like mysteriously. Oh my god, I feel like Spaaget would have definitely won this if this didn't happen, but seeing as this happened, it's a tiebreaker. That's it. It's going to be TV. There's nothing around that.
I think that's a tiebreaker. And
Hoshiteru
TV hype. What is happening to Spaghetti?
Everyone paying right now. TV hype.
That is unfortunate. I mean,
Yeah.
Hoshiteru also finding the misses, but
Yeah,
they're still keeping consistent at that 99.5, and it might just. Oh my god.
Honestly, if Spaghetti didn't get that, technical issue earlier, this could have been really close actually, because Hoshiteru is still, holding a pretty strong accuracy, but I think it just happened again. So yeah,
I think
it's
a keyboard issue. I think it's a keyboard issue.
Yeah,
There's no
I'm willing to bet it's a keyboard issue. Yeah. Score lead 250,000. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely a tiebreaker. There's
Yeah.
like, I can't believe that. Okay, when I said throw for content, I didn't mean it like that. Like, I didn't mean it like that.
I think you just might have jinxed it. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh
But,
my god.
You know what? You got what you asked for, no matter the method. How
I mean, I
it's
guess,
achieved,
bro.
so,
I guess. I guess I got what I asked for.
I mean,
I guess I got it, bro. I guess we got it. We will be seeing a tiebreaker for the first time in the round of 64 stage. I believe that is the first time.
yes, here TB hype. Let's go.
All right. And
Okay, so
I'm not.
so that's going to bring Hoshiteru tied with Spaghetti 4-4 with an almost 400,000 score lead. So let's just say it's a pretty big score lead to say the least.
Read this whole time, man. What?
Oh man.
Wow. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in the round of 64 stage and the first time in the tournament, we will be seeing a tiebreaker.
Oh boy.
TV
No, I'm honestly just praying that Spaghetti does not face, another keyboard issue, or at least I'm assuming so. So, I guess we'll just have to hope we get, the tiebreaker we expected.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I mean, Spaghetti did give us that TB quite by a long shot, and
Oh yeah.
yeah,
And
this is going to
tiebreaker can honestly go both ways for both players. But knowing that, on the physicality side, I actually don't know who has the advantage here. So it's still round of 64. Accuracy still matters a lot more than anything, as per usual. So, but TB is a hybrid, and honestly, it can really go both ways. I honestly can't make a prediction on who will win what. So it can honestly be very close. There's no question about that.
Yeah, and it actually was a keyboard issue from Spaghetti, so unfortunate for them, but but the match is not over yet, as we do have this TB, which could be in anyone's favor, honestly. I mean, Hoshiteru with the LNs and Spaghetti with the rights. I mean, it's a combination of both, so we just have to see who is very lucky on this pick.
I feel like it ultimately comes down on who can hit these sections less worse to their, not comfort sections. And, they would just have to hold out their accuracy on or gain in the right sections for Spaghetti or Allen sections for Hoshiteru. So I guess we'll just have to see how these players pick this up.
I do think we should be starting very soon.
Honestly, I don't mind these players taking a moment to themselves to relieve the nerves, because whoever loses this will be, it won't be over for them, as it will be knocked down to losers. But still pretty scared to say the least.
Yeah, not the end of the world for both of these players. Even if they do get eliminated, they will have a second chance in the lower bracket. So they just have to fight to the death on this pick, honestly. I mean, 5 minutes long, 200 BPM, almost 5.6 stars. So yeah, I mean, what else can we say than good luck? But we will be starting in 30 seconds. So have our CYC podcast, shall we?
Oh boy, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even a player in this match. I just feel the atmosphere just feeling more tense.
Yeah, it is going to be a tense. It's going to be tense for both of these players, honestly.
Tiebreaker is no joke for these players. Tiebreaker is like one of those things where, like, you know, everybody wants to watch a fight happening in, you know, let's say in a school, but you don't want to be in that fight. That's what a tiebreaker feels like.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's kind of what it feels like.
You would want to see it, but you wouldn't want to be there.
Yeah, the pressure is on both of these players, honestly. And to start off, Spaaget having that accuracy first thing, and both these players having similar accuracies now. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one and a very close one. I can already imagine it, but we will see who does have that advantage later on.
Ooh, hoshiteru is actually going to have that slight accuracy advantage into this, say, Ellen Tech section, but with some pretty wonky releases, which is in hoshiteru's favor. Spaaget dropping to a borderline 99. That is going to be giving hoshiteru a 2,000 score lead, and Spaaget getting the first miss this early into the TV. Just, you know, going under that 99 for a brief moment, whereas hoshiteru still holding that mid-high 99, and that's going to give an early 5,000 score lead. That is going to be pretty difficult to come back with, but knowing this is TV, the hardest map in the map pool, and you know where the nerves are the highest, anything could happen. We still have a big portion of the map left. You know, we're just barely scraping that 1/4 mark, so we'll just have to see how hoshiteru handles this.
Yeah, I mean, we are a fourth into the map, so there is still room for improvement, even if both of these players do find that miss this early on. But hoshiteru with that 99.6, I mean, they're still FCing the map, but Spaaget with that one miss, they are climbing up their accuracy. Both these players climbing up their accuracy at that, but it seems like that hoshiteru just does have that combo and accuracy advantage, so it's going to be kind of hard for Spaaget to come back with this one. And especially that the lead is 5,000 points, almost 6,000 points. It's still really big for a TV like this, as the map is like ramping up to 5 minutes long. And it's kind of like the map that gets you the most nerves, because it's either you do or don't in terms of like winning. So it's basically do or die for both of these players, honestly. And the score lead is shrinking as hoshiteru does find those ag drops, and Spaaget is climbing up their accuracy to the point where it does match the accuracies. But oh man, this is really close.
Yeah, I feel like that miss from earlier is still really devastating to the you know, the lead that hoshiteru has. And you know, as we're in the halfway mark, hoshiteru is still holding the strong, you know, mid 99, whereas Spaaget, you know, actually recovered a decent portion of their accuracy, but even that is still not doing any favors for Spaaget. And you know, the LNs, whenever we get an LN section in this TV, I just immediately noticed that hoshiteru, you know, is holding out that accuracy in these, you know, wonky releases, whereas Spaaget can, you know, get some pretty noticeable drops. And knowing how many LN sections there are, including the one we're in right now, and we see Spaaget with
Spaaget! Oh no, not again!
That's it.
No.
I'm sorry.
Oh
God.
No. Spaaget's keyboard.
Oh man, that's crazy.
No.
That is crazy.
Not on the TV. Not on the TV, dude.
Oh, that is so sad. Oh my god. I would never be able to forgive my keyboard for that if this happened to me.
I mean, you do mention that
God.
keyboard just kind of makes you miss a lot, so
I mean, that was an old issue. I fixed it, but oh man, that is truly devastating. Oh.
And I mean,
I wish that.
I wish this was replayable, but unfortunately it won't, since it is kind of the nail in the coffin for Spaaget. So hoshiteru will be potentially taking that point, but we will have to see if hoshiteru does hold on to that FC, since they are still holding on to that FC at the moment.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, hoshiteru is still holding out of that FC, and getting an FC on the tiebreaker is, you know, actually pretty insane. Because, you know, I actually didn't expect this type of consistency from hoshiteru, knowing that there have been plenty of chokes, but who knows? hoshiteru may be the type of player to do better under pressure.
Yeah, hoshiteru still holding on to that FC, but they're dropping the accuracy by a lot. I think that they are just focused on the FC in this map, honestly, but Spaaget does find that miss, but I don't think it matters anymore, since it is, the score lead is 255k, but hoshiteru does find that miss finally.
Hoshiteru drops the full combo.
Oh no.
You know, oh my god, like even if, you know, Spaaget didn't have their keyboard issue, I feel like hoshiteru will still would have won just from, you know, that combo advantage. Even if Spaaget's accuracy was pretty, you know, even like moderately higher. But now as we end this matchup, we do see that hoshiteru takes the win 5-4.
What an insane match from both of these players. Both of these players did put up a fight in this match, and it only came down to the accuracy and the combo on this TB, in which hoshiteru did both of that justice. But unfortunately for Spaaget, they will be dropping down to that lower bracket, but not the end of the world for them, as they do have a second chance in that lower bracket. So they will be going to that round of 32 lower bracket, and hoshiteru will be going to that round of 32 winners bracket to face whoever they will face.
You know, if I were in Spaaget's position, I would do everything in my power to ensure that I will never face a keyboard issue once again. But that aside, we do have our winner, hoshiteru, round of 64, and they will now proceed to round of 32 in the winners bracket, whereas the other player will be dropped into losers. And now it's not entirely over for them, as they could, you know, still proceed in the losers bracket. However, if they get eliminated one more time, if they get another loss in the losers bracket, they will be eliminated from this tournament.
Indeed, and it does seem like that. Unfortunately for Spaaget, they will be facing that keyboard issue in this match, but let's all fund Spaaget for a new keyboard.
You know, I just want to say it's really nice to commentate for this tournament, and you know, just the first match I commentate, there was a TB, so I mean, that's honestly pretty crazy.
Yeah, and this is one of the first matches for the Saturday weekend. So yeah, pretty interesting to see ATB this early on, but yeah, that is going.
All right, this match was joined by Arrow and Nameless Fanatic. It was really nice to commentate for this match, and I'll see you guys next time.
See ya.